Hello YouTube, this is Lawson Raider. Today we're going to be talking about how to make mountain bike videos. I've been making mountain bike videos since 2009. Started out with a cheap Kodak point and shoot camera. I only shot 480p. That's how I got started. I've been mountain biking longer than that. I started around 2006. So I've been mountain biking for years, and I saw other people making videos. Thought it'd be pretty neat to start making my own. So I slapped this old point and shoot on a handlebar and took it down to Smithfield Lake and took it down a trail. And then the rest has been history. So I've been making videos since then. Now this is just my opinion on how to make videos. There are many opinions on how to make them. There's people out there who are really good at making them, and this is average Joe, and I'm probably just an average Joe making videos. I strive to improve myself as I go on, have good ideas and stuff like that. But anyways, so this is just my opinion, so please bear with me. Alright, of course the first question, chapter 1, gear. The main question that everybody's going to ask when starting out is, what kind of camera should I buy? Well, their market is saturated with many different action cameras. There's many to choose from. You know, you can spend a lot or you can spend a little. It's up to your, go to your budget. What is your budget for a camera? You can get cheap knockoffs for about $30, $40 on Amazon. And you can go up to $400 or $500, for GoPros and stuff like that, or even Garmin's. And then this is top-end Sony's. They can get pretty expensive too. This is not going to be talking about. We're not talking about drones. Drones are even a lot more expensive than that. Drones, several hundred, almost several thousand, depending on which model you get. But I'm not going to talk about drones in this video. I'm kind of limiting it to action cameras. And also, what kind of camera should you get? What resolution do you intend to publish? Almost all the action cameras you buy nowadays will support 1080p. You get your top end ones that do 2.7K and 4K. So if you want to do 4K at 30 frames a second, now some of the cameras like the Hero 3 Black will do 4K, but it only does it at 15 frames a second, which is not really good for video. So if you're going to do 4K, you want 4K at 30 frames a second minimum. So that kind of limits you to the higher end cameras. Some, there's other cameras that'll do it. So basically, you need to choose a camera that will do 4K at 30 frames a second. But almost all the action cameras available now will do 1080p. Also, do you plan to do short or long rides? That will help definitely determine what kind of camera you should get. Because there are some cameras like the Hero Sessions, the Session and the Session 5 that just came out this year. They do not have replaceable batteries. So you charge the camera, you get about a few hours of life, and that's it. Then you got to charge the camera, wait for it to charge so you can start recording again. So you cannot change the batteries on those cameras. So if you're going to do really long all-day rides or week-long vacation rides, I would definitely avoid cameras that do not have a replaceable battery. You want something that you can replace the battery on. So that's something you want to take into consideration when you're purchasing an action camera. What accessories do you need? Well, if you're going to use a camera that has replaceable batteries, obviously you're going to need batteries. Each camera I have on an all-day ride, I figure 4 batteries per camera. Because if I do an all-day ride, like when I went to Fruita, Colorado, I went first thing in the morning. We got up on the mountain, we rode down. I went through about three complete batteries and 1 half battery, and it was about a 5-hour ride. And you can get by. It depends on how you shoot. See, how I shoot is I just start the camera and roll until I'm done riding, then I turn it off. So I do eat a lot of battery, also generates a lot of footage, but I don't miss anything, and I can it's a lot of editing afterwards, but I don't miss anything. So that's how I shoot. Your method of shooting may vary. It's something you'll have to figure out for yourself. So if you decide to get a session or a session 5, And you can get that, you can get to last a while, but you're going to have to be really conservative with your battery. So you have to really pick your shots. So that's just on on that. But you'll want mounts, chest mounts, helmet mounts, roll bar mounts, behind the seat mounts. I mean, there's many different mounts you can get, external mounts, tripods. Wherever you decide to shoot, you want to get a mount for that. And the nice thing about the GoPro line, and even the Garmin's, they all use kind of the similar mount with the GoPros. But the GoPro mounts are a ton of options for GoPro mounts. You can't go wrong with GoPro mounts. I mean, there's tons of them. And you don't necessarily have to buy the GoPro brand. Amazon will sell third-party mounts that work just as good as the GoPro brand, and it'll save you a lot of money versus buying the GoPro brand. So you have plenty of options there. Obviously, you'll need SD cards. You want a high class 10 card, especially for shooting 4K. You're going to need that bandwidth, 95 megabits per second or higher, and a class 10. That's what you're going to need for GoPro or any other action camera. I would recommend going to that manufacturer's site and you see their list of recommended cards. I would buy a card that's on their recommended list of cards. That way you know you're not going to go wrong with the card, because some of the cards can give you flicky issues. So I would stick to the manufacturer recommended cards. That way you know you're going to get something that's going to work with no hiccups or flaws on your camera. And obviously you're going to need a method to carry those batteries, mounts, SD cards, and stuff like that. You can put them in your Camelback. I use a fanny pack. Might not be stylish, but I got a fanny pack. The fanny pack's right in my front. Have easy access to the batteries, SD cards, mounts, tripod, little bitty tripods, etc. So I have really easy access to them, so I don't have to take off my backpack, fumble through everything, put anything back on. I'm just right there, handy access. So that's just what I use. Okay, in software. Okay, there's many different software out there you can use to edit the video. Windows users have Movie Maker, and it's included with the operating system if you're using XP or later. Most everybody's using Windows 7 or later, and the XP had Movie Maker as well. Apple users have iMovie. Linux, I'm sure they have stuff for Linux as well. I don't use Linux, so I don't know what they have available for them. I'm sure they have video editors as well. Then you have the cheap paid versions like Adobe Premiere Elements. That doesn't cost that much, and it does pretty well job. And then you can go really expensive, buy the cloud. Spend $10 a month on Adobe, you can get the full version of Premiere. And so there's other. It used to be Sony Vegas, but I guess they got bought out by some other company. So it's a different company owns them now. But anyways, most companies offer a trial version of the software. Download the trial version, see if you like it. If it works for you, then you can purchase the full product and then use that. iMovie, I heard, works pretty well. Again, it's just a matter of preference. Movie Maker will do a basic movie for you. However, I don't like it, especially the Windows 7 or later version. I don't really like their version of Movie Maker. And if you do start using it, you'll probably quickly outgrow it and want something else. So again, it's something you'll have to explore on your own. Download the trial versions and see what you like, and then go with that. Alright, chapter 2, shooting the video. This is where you start earning the money. Alright, what do you need to record? Well, when you're recording the video, you got to think of your target audience. I mean, you're going to say, obstacles, something that's really cool, that really highlights the video, like obstacles, jumps, drops, cool features, stuff like that would attract attention from the viewer. Now, this goes on how do you record? Like me, I just turn the camera on and let it record the whole time I'm writing. When I'm done writing, turn the camera off. It captures a lot of stuff, and then I can edit out the boring stuff afterwards. Some people may record only the interesting parts, so they, instead of going down 5 or 10 minutes of same old open single track that everybody get bored on, they'll just only record those parts that are cool. So I mean, that's up to you. You have to make that decision for yourself how you want to record. What mounts are best? Okay, remember, you're out there riding a bike. There's going to be a lot of shaky, a lot of moving around. So, my opinion that the mounts to avoid are handlebar mounts. Handlebar mounts, I mean, you can get by with them for very short times on straight runs, but you're doing a lot of turning and stuff, and the handlebars will shake and jitter. Your video will be really, really shaky. I would tend to advise a new person to stay away from handlebar mounts. They're the worst video of them all because of their shakiness, and nobody wants to watch an extremely shaky video. It's not very pleasing, and you're not going to get that much good footage of it. You'll probably get, it depends on where you ride at, but most of the time it's going to be really shaky, so I would tend to shy you away from using the handlebar mount. The helmet mounts are not bad, but a lot of times you can't see the bike. All you see is the trail, the scenery ahead of you. Some people don't like that, but it also tends to be pretty stable since your head's normally pretty stable. It tends to be pretty smooth video, so that's a plus to using the helmet mount. Chest mount is nice because you at least get the handlebars in the picture, so you kind of see the bike and the trail at the same time. But again, it can be shaky as well, so you kind of make sure that harness is tight, but you're going to get a little shakiness with that mount, so just kind of keep that in mind. Good mount also would be right behind the seat post, facing rear, so you can get a nice rear shot. That tends to be pretty stable, especially if you got a full suspension bike. I've gotten really good footage behind the seat post. It's hardly ever been shaky. Another good one is if you got the bottom, you got the bottom tube on the bike, slap one there, have it facing front, so you get the front fork and the front tire and the trail in the picture, and it'll also be a very stable shot. So that's another good shot. And again, you're gonna, that's something you got to be creative with. Look, I mean, if you can figure out where to stuff a camera, stuff the camera there. Just try different mounts. I mean, but again, I would kind of steer away from the handlebar mount, and possibly even the helmet mount. A lot of people use helmet mounts, but me personally, a lot of people don't prefer it. But again, it's up to you. You're the one shooting the video. How many POV angles should I use? Now, the huge majority of mountain bike videos on YouTube or mountain bike sites are going to be the guy who puts the camera and he uses the same POV throughout the entire video. And to be honest, that gets boring really quick, because unless you're riding a really radical trail or something that's something to keep the interest, it's not going to keep the viewer's interest very long. It becomes monotonous after a while. So I would switch up. Excuse me. I would switch up the angles. So a few seconds of the chest, toss it on the mount on the bike, show that mount, rear tube, show that mount, stuff like that. Also, when you shoot the video, especially if you're riding with a group of people, you want to have another rider in the front, another rider in the back, or anywhere. You want to have a rider in the video. That makes the video more interesting too when you have a rider in the video. So that's something I would suggest as well. So if you're like riding 3 people, if you have two more cameras, one camera in front, one camera in back, so you get the guy in the front, guy in the back, or whatever. Basically, you want a guy in the video if at all possible. Advantages of using more than one camera. I personally have 5 GoPros. I had 7 at one time, but I gave one away and sold one. But I have 5 cameras now, and I know people on the Earth Riders forum joke with me and say I have Google Bike. because I got so many cameras strapped to myself and my bike. It's ridiculous. But the advantages is that I could ride one trail one time and have 5 different angles of video to use on that one ride, just that one step down the trail. So I can mix those POVs up, and also it makes synchronizing the videos so much easier, because as long as you can take the first X amount of video, slap them on your timeline, and you can time out when they start, and then you can cut them, and they're going to match up perfectly throughout the whole video. If you only had one camera doing multiple runs, it's a little more challenging to line up the video. So your editing is going to be a little rougher when you only have one camera. And also, if you have one camera, that means you've got to run that same trail X amount of times to get the X amount of POV shots. Or you've got to stop, remount the camera, and run for a little bit, stop, remount the camera. That's kind of a pain in the butt. You really want to ride more than, so I mean, that's something as you grow as a videographer of mountain bike videos, if you get really into doing this, you may want to start picking up some extra cameras, extra mounts and stuff like that, and that way you can create more angles. Also, you want external angles. It's really awesome to see an external shot. You're on a tree, you're riding by, so you break up the POV with external shots as well. And this adds a lot of time to make the video, obviously, because you got to get up, mount the video, then go back, ride, then go get the camera and stuff like that. But again, that's, if you're wanting to make a good video, it's going to require a lot of time. You can spend 2 to 3 amount of times making a video than you do ride if you're really getting a lot of shots, especially external ones. It'll take up some of your time. So just take that in mind when you get into making these videos. It will take time to do this stuff. But in the end, it makes your video more interesting and makes it more awesome to watch. So anyways, that's what I would suggest. But there are lots of advantages using more than one camera. A little bit of disadvantages, especially in group rides. People got to wait for you to strap on all your 5 cameras. I mean, everybody's itching to ride, and you're like, slap one here. Oh, I'm not going to slap one here. Got to slap one there. And they're like, oh, come on, dude, we want to ride. So, that is one disadvantage to having a lot of cameras. There's people waiting on you to strap them all on your bike, and some people may or may not be open to slapping a camera on their bike. Or, I mean, it'd be also pretty cool to if you have a group to you put some cameras on their bikes. But then again, some people are open to that, some people are not. Also, in a group ride, some people may not be open for you videoing them. So, a courtesy is if you're going to be in a group ride and you want to shoot GoPro video of the ride. Hey, kind of announce, hey guys, I'm going to GoPro my ride. Does anybody have an issue with it? To make sure no one in the group has an issue with you videoing. Some people just don't like being on camera. So, as a courtesy, you need to ask the group you're with if they don't mind you GoProing the video, especially if they're going to be in it. So you kind of let everybody know you're videoing. So make sure everybody's cool, and if everybody's cool, fine, dandy. But that's a courtesy you should give to your fellow riders if that's what you're going to do. Alright, chapter 3, editing the video. How long should the video be? Okay, this is where a lot of beginners make a mistake. They record the whole ride 20 minutes and they slap the whole 20 minutes on YouTube. So, and people lose attention, they hit the back button. My experience is 3 to 5 minutes maximum that your video should be. 3 to 5 minutes maximum. Very few exceptions on this. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, 3 to 5 minutes. Also, you want some interesting footage on the front of the video. Again, most people are going to click on your video, and the first 20 seconds of that video is going to be whether they keep watching the video or hit the back button. So you want to grab their attention the first 10 to 20 seconds of that video. You got to grab that's the most crucial part of your video, is that first 10 to 20 seconds, because you got to grab their attention. You want to keep that attention so you watch the rest of your video. So this goes on what footage should I use. You want to have footage that's going to be interesting to the video. So, interesting to the viewer, sorry. So, the rule of thumb is about 95-96% of the video you capture is going to get into the recycle bin. It's never going to see the light of day. You're just going to have to trim a lot of that video out and take out the interesting parts, decide which one's most interesting, to try to keep it within that 3 to 5 minutes, and then slap that in the video. And if you're using multiple POV angles, how often do you switch those angles? I try to do 5 to 7 seconds on each angle. So if I'm using a chest, I'll do that for about 5 or 7 seconds, and I'll switch it over to the back seat. 5 to 7 seconds, front seat. So you're switching the videos on the angles on a regular basis, so that you keep trying to keep the viewer's attention. You're giving them something fresh every so many seconds, so you're not boring them with a static, monotonous one angle for too long and losing their attention. So you want to switch about every 5 to 7 seconds. I mean, there's exceptions. I mean, if you're going over a really cool spot and it takes a long time, you can put it in there. External shots are another exception. I mean, you want to have, if you got a really awesome external shot that's 20 seconds long, as long as it's cool, throw that 20 seconds in there. But again, remember, 5 to 7 minutes. The exception would be if you're making a movie. Like when I go to Fruta, I go there for a whole week. And see, and when I make, and here last several years, I haven't really made my mountain bike videos just to ride. I kind of focus toward the experience. So I'm trying to convey the experience, the whole trip experience. So these videos are about 45, 50 minutes long, but it's not 50 minutes of going down with a chest video and all you see is chest single track and one POV. I mean, that would never. No one. I don't think Danny Casco could even pull that off. But it's kind of like I got shots of me driving at the restaurants, at the campsites, all kinds of different stuff, pictures that I've taken. Toss all that in there, then a little bit of snippet of one trail road, mix in more pictures and external shots and stuff at the camp. Then I'll throw in a little snippet of video. So I'm kind of like snippet here, kind of snippet there, kind of snippet there, kind of snippet there, and do some time lapses and stuff like that. So I'm mixing a lot of stuff up. So I'm making a film that's 45 to 50 minutes long versus making 10 different ride videos of that trip. I just make a 45-minute movie and try to snip, little snippet here of the different trails. But I kind of making it more about the experience. Again, that's something you have to play with. That's something I've been playing with the last several years, and I'm also trying to make them shorter and shorter because, again, you don't want to bore the watcher, the viewer, and have them hit the back button. So, also, what music should you use? This is something, again, that you're on your own for the music. Just mind you, the copyright laws and stuff like that. You can get yourself in trouble by using copyrighted music illegally. YouTube does strike you for using copyright videos. It could, there's potential for that getting strikes. I mean, I've seen a lot of copyright music on YouTube, but again, I'm not going to encourage anybody to do that. Each person has to make their own decision what music they use, but my suggestion is to go find royalty-free music and find those to use in your video. In my experience, the last several years of making the videos, is finding the right music is the hardest part of making a video, because I'm going to royalty-free websites, and most music is royalty-free for a reason, because it sucks. I mean, I'll be first out to tell you, a lot of royalty-free music is not the best music in the world. So you got to sift through all the bad music to find some songs that are good, that are halfway good. That's something that at least be pleasing to listen to. Because I've used royalty-free songs that I thought, well, it's pretty neat. Then people on YouTube's like, your music sucks. Your music sucks. Man, that song sucks. So I mean, you'll find yourself getting lots of complaints about your music on the video, because everybody wants to hear "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" on your videos, or some other, copyrighted song that everybody and their sister is using on their videos. And you're like, well, I don't want a copyright strike against my YouTube account, so I'm not going to take that chance. I want my YouTube channel to be open for a little while, so I prefer not to take the chance. So that's something as a content creator will have to make a decision on what you're going to do with music. But just make sure you choose music that's not going to get yourself in trouble. All right, editing video flow. That's another big thing. This is what separates the awesome videos from the not so awesome videos. You want to have some flow in your video. You want to go one footage, another footage. You want to kind of make it make sense. So like me, when I do mine sequentially from start to the trail to finish the trail. I don't want to put the end of the trail at the first part of the video and the beginning of the trail at the end of the part of the video. There's no flow in it. So you want to kind of have a flow to your video. Kind of have a flow. It's something you'll have to develop over time. Something you can't really teach it. It's something you get as practice as you make the videos. You'll kind of get the knack of it. Also make your video match the music. So you put your music in the video, then you kind of match your video footage to the music. So as the beat's going, you're switching angles on the beat. So you kind of, as the beat's on, so you see the video here, in another, so you're switching angles. The music, the writing matches the music. That will make your videos a lot more interesting. And last chapter 4, tips. Practice, practice, practice. You're not going to make a Danny McCaskill video the first time you make a video. It's 99.99% chance you're not going to make a Danny McCaskill video the first time you pop a GoPro on yourself. So you're just going to have to practice and practice and practice. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. If I go back to that Kodak camera video that I took, and I don't have the footage anymore, but I thought it was awesome when I made it. But now I was like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was very horrible. It was shaky. The video was so choppy. It's grainy. It was nasty. So I would, in fact, if I had it on my computer, I probably would have already deleted it. It's horrible. But at the time, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, but as I practiced and did it more, so I got a little better, got more cameras, so I started making the footage more better. So, and also you got to have realistic expectations. Not everybody is going to like your video. I don't care how good you make your videos. I'm sure Danny McCaskill and the other pros out there will have people that don't like their videos. I mean, everybody's not going to like your videos. Even in your family, I'm the only one in my family. Well, my niece will watch my mountain bike videos and stuff like that. I think my nephew might watch them, but most of my family don't give a rat's behind about mountain bike videos, and they won't even watch. So it's a pain in the butt to even get them to watch one. So you just have realistic expectations. Not everybody's gonna like your video, and not everybody's gonna like the music you put in your video. There's always gonna be that person out there that don't like it. So just you enjoy making the videos, enjoy sharing them, and then another tip: watch other people's videos. See, I get a lot of my ideas of how to make my videos from watching other people's videos. So I'm watching somebody else's mountain bike video, and I see something really cool. I say I might have to try to implement that into my videos. So I mean, absorb knowledge and stuff from other people making videos, and you can implement that into your own videos. Promote your videos on mountain bike sites. Be creative, and most importantly, have fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing. And to me personally, one of the main things I love about making mountain bike videos is that I can go back and watch my adventures later on, especially during the winter time when you start to get out to ride. I can go pop a mountain bike video that I made and enjoy the ride over again from my couch. Especially on vacations. You're out there taking a week-long or so vacation, spending all that money, time, going out there and having a good time, and you come back, make the videos, and you can relive your vacation over and over again how many times you like. You always you can relive that time. You get bored, I can just pop the mountain bike video of my Fruita trip this year. Like, oh man, it was so awesome. So that's one of the greatest. To me, that's one of the greatest parts about making these videos is I can go back and kind of relive the moments of riding. So it kind of, so it gives me a video history of what I've done. So anyways, I hope this helps, guys. This is not a comprehensive list on how to make mountain bike videos. I'm sure there's other people who have more opinions on how to make them. Again, always be willing to learn. You never stop growing. You always can learn something. Always somebody out there that knows more than you, and you can take advantage of their knowledge. Take advantage of their knowledge to improve your own capabilities, improve your own skill. Like me, I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm always open. I'm always opening my eyes, opening my ears, seeing what is out there. I watch mountain bike videos, and I'll still see, to this day, I'll see something that's really cool. So I gotta try that. So just keep your ears open, eyes open, and absorb that information. And as you practice, you'll get better. So, all right, man. This is Lawson Raider. God bless. Look forward to seeing you guys in video soon. All right. Peace out.